In the beginning, there was nothing. And then I uppercutted nothing and told it to join Hustlers University, you fucking brokey!
Jesus Christ.
Yes, the legend is true. I drove my mum home from the hospital when I was born. In my Bugatti.
He needs some milk.
When God said, "Let there be light," I said, "Say please." In fact, the dinosaurs looked at me the wrong way once, and you know what happened to them. Not a lot of people know this, but I actually counted to infinity. Twice.
Impossible.
And another thing, I never use spell check. If I so happen to misspell a word, Oxford will change the spelling.
That's it, I'm out of here.
Okay, enough of that. Now, if you've been on the internet at all for the last 6 months, I know you know this guy. He was at one point the most Googled man in the world and absolutely dominated social media harder than anyone in history. That is, until last week, where he lost all of his social media platforms and millions of followers in the span of 5 days.
Are you serious?
What?
When?
Ouch! Now, do I think that is the fall of Andrew Tate? Absolutely not. He'll be back. This is gonna piss a lot of people off, but I actually think the world is better off for having Andrew Tate. Well, fucking. Now, before I get mauled by a mob of angry feminists, hear me out, okay? I encourage you to go and watch any extended podcast with him. The dude is extremely intelligent, very well researched, very well spoken, and I encourage you to form your opinion on him after consuming more of his long form content rather than simply a couple 5-second clips which have been cut up, edited, pasted together, tonality removed, and edited to make him seem like a total misogynistic asshole. Now sure, a couple things that he says are cooked, but on the whole, I would say about 95% of what he says is bang on, completely accurate, straight facts, and I think he's doing a really good thing, helping a lot of lost men rediscover their masculinity, their purpose, their drive, their mental health, their zest for life. His overall message is pretty simple. He's encouraging people to work hard, try their best, and become the absolute best version of themselves. He preaches people to take personal responsibility for their circumstances and take full ownership, and that it takes tenacity and toughness to become a credible man of merit and value. Regardless of whether you love him, hate him, somewhere in the middle, can't deny the fact that he has managed to single-handedly take over the entire internet in 6 months.
Sorry.
That is fucking impressive. I don't care who you are. No one has ever managed to do what he has done at the scale that he has done it. So what I'm going to do here in this video is break apart 7 key lessons we can learn from the marketing genius that is Andrew Tate, so we can answer the age-old question: what color is your Bugatti?
Well, what color is your Bugatti?
I don't know how you guys put up with me, seriously. Let's get into it. Number 1, he is very entertaining. First and foremost, Tate is a funny motherfucker. I don't care how much you might hate him, you cannot deny that Tate is an extremely outgoing, bombastic, over-the-top, ridiculous, larger-than-life character. It's no surprise he is absolutely crushing it on socials, because as we know, the #1 rule of social media, just like with marketing, just like with women, just like with life, is don't be boring. And Tate is pretty much as far away as humanly fucking possible that you can get from boring. The reality is, people are on social media to be entertained. And if your content isn't entertaining in some way, it's not going to perform well. Why do you think I make an ass out of myself in these videos? Okay, I'll have you know, I actually have a degree. Not a degree at all, that's a complete lie. I was studying mechanical engineering at university, for fuck's sake, okay? I was making $1 million a year by the time I was 23, alright? I like to think I'm a pretty smart dude. But no one cares how smart I am, no one cares how smart you are. They only care about what you can do for them. People only care how interesting you are to watch. So don't be afraid to sprinkle some humor in your content. It'll make you more likable, increase your watch time, and it's just the universal language that will draw anyone to your brand. Number 2, he's authentic and transparent. Because he runs his mouth, he has some strong opinions, he isn't afraid to voice them. If it means risking pissing people off, there's a certain charm to that where you go, well, he might be an asshole, but at least he's not a liar.
Can I say that on YouTube?
Who knows?
He's not hiding anything. He's not trying to be overly polite or please people or hide behind some veil. And that's very refreshing in a world of snowflakes, tiptoeing on eggshells, afraid to ruffle too many feathers. Tate cuts through like an axe. Same reason why Trump was elected as president. Okay, people were just tired of the political wishy-washy nonsense and they wanted a strong leader who would get shit done. And people respect and appreciate these qualities from a brand. I don't know about you, but I am far more likely to buy from someone who's a straight shooter, a little rough around the edges, sure, don't agree with everything that they say, sure, but I can trust them, versus someone who's a saint, okay, never does anything wrong, I'm perfect, I'm a good little choir boy. It seems inauthentic and fake, like they're hiding something. So share more in your content, share your struggles, share your embarrassing stories, right? Share your hardships, share your controversial opinions. That's the stuff that people really connect and resonate with at the end of the day. Number 3, whilst authentic and transparent, the man is also extremely polished. Not like your boy right here, you know what I'm saying? I'll stop, I'm sorry. The man is never caught slipping, okay? Everywhere he goes, he is dressed to the nines, he's prepared, he speaks confidently and clearly, and he has an answer for everything. He is extremely certain on his worldviews. He stands behind everything that he says with 100% conviction. His content is usually very high definition, it's high quality, it's sleek, it's polished. He recognizes that he is the face of his brand, and so he has to portray an image of confidence, wealth, and success. So people ultimately associate these characteristics with his brand. And of course, it's much easier to sell a ultra luxury high-end lifestyle when you're actually living it yourself. Number 4, Tate is very business savvy. Look at his rise to fame. All right, no one has ever exploded all over the internet so quickly without some either major news event or some meme that ends up lasting a week and then everyone forgets about you and no one fucking cares anymore. If you actually go and dissect his marketing strategy, it's very interesting and it's very clever. What he essentially did is he leveraged his wealth, his charisma, his backstory, and his Bugatti, that never hurts, to get a ton of podcast appearances, which then of course built his fame and drove hordes of people into his Hustlers University program, where he teaches 18 modern wealth creation methods. One of which is of course his affiliate marketing program for Hustlers University, where his students, mentees, can get financially rewarded by going out there and publishing clips of Tate on their socials, where they will get a 50% affiliate commission cut from $50 a month, so $25, for every single person that signs up using their link. Not that big of a financial incentive if you ask me, but hey, looks like it's worked pretty well for him. He has a literal army of people out there posting for him on his behalf, and he has literally taken over TikTok in 6 months without even having a fucking TikTok account. It's crazy. All right, these people, they can make money, of course, from AdSense on YouTube by uploading his videos to their channels. And of course, like I said, they get a 50% affiliate commission for every sign up that registers using their link. It's free advertising with zero ad spend and a positive ROI on the front end of a monthly subscription, which is just unheard of at that scale. Everyone else who I know who is doing that kind of volume is going 60 to 90 days in the red, okay, in the hole, just to acquire a customer, to only then, of course, make it back on the back end by knowing the customer LTV. So Tate is not only acquiring customers for free, he's literally making a profit on the front end, and it gets even better. So with all these short form clips of him flying around the internet, he rises to fame very quickly, and then of course he leverages this newfound fame to coordinate even bigger podcasts with the biggest podcasters in the world. So now we're talking Nelk, Logan Paul, right, Mike Thurston, all these YouTubers with millions of subscribers, millions of listeners, and he coordinates them all at the same time so that all of a sudden, boom, this guy is just all over the internet and you cannot avoid him. Just like Mike said, I opened my refrigerator the other day and I was half expecting that motherfucker to be in there. And this virality of his content on all these huge podcasts, of course, pulls even more people into Hustlers University and the cycle continues. It is a marketing machine and it is pure genius. Number 5, Tate is an incredible speaker. He speaks very eloquently, clearly, confidently, and is extremely articulate. I do not think I've ever heard this guy say the word once ever. He never uses any filler words. Every single word he says is well chosen and precise. He has an incredible lexicon and a very cohesive vocabulary, very sophisticated words. He has no problem talking at length about high-level concepts and controversial issues such as the monetary system, the government, the Matrix, male versus female roles in society, the pandemic / scamdemic, however you look at it. Generally topics that most others don't want to touch. He has no problem debating with people who have opposing viewpoints, and he remains calm and logical when pressured. He's never flustered. He's also very, very good at making people, specifically men, feel heard and understood. He routinely talks about the shame that all men feel invisible, right? He hits on the emotion of shame, which in my opinion is one of the most powerful, if not the single most powerful emotion that you can ever trigger in your copy, because it cuts right to the core of someone's worth. I, as a human, am not enough. It is one of the most uncomfortable emotions you can feel, and there's really no better motivator to get off your ass and make a change. Number 6, I've mentioned this previously, but honestly, it's so powerful that it just deserves its own dot point. So, Tate speaks with extreme certainty and conviction. He speaks with so much certainty and conviction that unless the other person has an extremely strong frame, he will win anyone over into his way of thinking. He's never wishy-washy in his responses, okay? He never contradicts himself, and he often speaks in absolutes, right? It's always this, it's never this. All men are wired this way. All women are wired this way. It's extremely horrible. It's unbelievably fantastic, okay? If you're not fabulously wealthy, you're a fucking brokey. There's no middle ground with anything, which makes him extremely charismatic. Tate literally speaks with so much conviction that I'm convinced if he looked me in the eyes and told me I was homosexual, I would believe him. But I would probably start to question my sexuality, alright? I'd be like, shit man, that dude at the gym is my man crush. Fuck man, maybe he's my main crush. Bruh. Tate could literally tell me I was a Martian, and I would start looking at my hands and go, holy shit. My hands are actually kind of green. They have kind of like a green tinge to them. Is it just the lighting in here? That's fucked up. Maybe I am a Martian. Shenanigans aside, his frame will beat out anyone else's frame, and that is a very, very powerful lesson when it comes to negotiating deals. Talking to a prospect on the phone, it is simply a battle of frames. Your frame is, you need what I'm selling, and it will be more than worth what you paid for it. Their frame on the phone is, I'm not sure about you. And whoever has the strongest frame wins. It's that simple. See if you can bring a little bit more conviction and certainty into your sales calls, and watch as your closing rates transform. Hormozy talks about this at length, where he talks about he comes in and trains sales teams, and he says the number one thing between the rookies and the people who absolutely crush is purely their level of conviction. The people who didn't believe in the product, didn't believe in what they were selling, they couldn't sell for shit. When the sales team, hardcore, believed that this was the solution, this is like the cure for cancer, they sold the absolute fuck out of it, and their conversions were way, way higher. So if you have a sales team, anything like that, any testimonials you get from your customers, shove them down your sales team's throat until they are so certain that the thing you are selling is the cure to not only cancer and corona, but coriander, snowflake culture, cancel culture, and all of the world's problems. You'll sell more. Thank me later. Lastly, number 7, the final thing that we can learn from Tate and his mighty downfall is the fact that social media is a rented land.
Give me rent.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
You need to respect the algorithm, the terms and conditions, or poof! You will be erased in the blink of an eye.
Oh my god.
Just like Tate, who lost all of his social media platforms, like I said, in 5 days, along with millions of followers. My friend Jason Capital, very unfortunate. Same thing happened to him. Also lost his Instagram account by literally just exceeding too much of business, that he was setting too many payment links in the DMs, making too much money, and so Instagram shut his account down. Savage. He got it back, all good. He got it back several months later, and is now moving on to new things, but it goes to show, right? It's a sobering reminder that you do not own your social media followers. It is rented space, my friend, and they could be taken away from you at any minute for literally no reason. No good reason, anyway. Okay, look how many people's accounts were taken down simply because they expressed their opinions around, maybe the world's reaction to this little germ is, maybe it's a slight overreaction. Account deleted, terminated, okay? You say anything that goes against the agenda of the big dogs, and you're in trouble. Another great reminder that your email list truly needs to be the lifeblood of your business, because it is the only audience that you actually truly own. And an off-the-cuff bonus number 8. It's obvious from people's reactions to Tate that people do judge a book by its cover and will form their entire character from a single 5-second clip with no further research. Now, whilst I could talk all day about how you shouldn't judge a book by its cover and all that great stuff, at the end of the day, I'm a realist. That's the world we live in. It's an unfortunate reality, but it's the reality that we live in. So be mindful, okay, that even though you know you're amazing at what you do, I know you're amazing at what you do, your prospects do not know that you're amazing at what you do. Okay, they've never heard of you, and they will fully form their entire impression of you based on one single piece of content that they see online. And this comes back to being polished, right? You have to make sure that every single piece of content you put out there is super high quality. Social media profiles are all optimized. Your website is fully polished and doesn't have any dummy text and placeholder images sitting around. If there are, I don't know, Reddit threads out there, for example, full of haters and competitors, people who have never even met you or worked with you, spreading lies and rumors.
Buddha doesn't give a fuck about you.
As an example, you need to be aware of those things and make sure that the truth prevails. And in closing, back to Tate, I just think it's crazy that being extremely confident and being someone that says whatever they want is just so crazy in today's society. It just shows how much we've been conditioned to filter everything that we say. And we're so scared about being cancelled by social media. So props to Tate for not being afraid of any of that bullshit. And I'm excited to see what phase 2 of his grand master plan is going to be. So whether you love the guy, whether you can't stand him, okay, you can't deny the numbers he's managed to pull, the revenue he's managed to generate, well over $50 million at this point, just from Hustlers University, the success that he's had. It would behoove you to put your ego aside, okay, put your judgment aside, and learn from the marketing genius that is Andrew Tate. You'll find my Hustlers University link in the description. I'm just kidding. All right.
Sorry.
Hope you got a lot out of this video, or at least found it mildly informative, maybe somewhat entertaining. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one. Big love. Bye-bye. Because he runs his mouth, he has some strong opinions. He isn't afraid to voice them if it means risking people off. Risking people off? If it means risking piss. Holy shit, maybe I am Martian. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, I think I'm a Martian, dude.